family, but I am the first one who gets to speak into a microphone without plexiglass in front. So that's a good thing. When I was born, my mom was 16 and my dad was 26. So I'm my mom's firstborn and my dad's first felony. Just kidding. Just kidding. He'd been to jail before. But it's a cute joke. Also, I have a hooked nose. So when I was a child, my mom would massage my nose every night for 5 minutes to make it straight. So like, if you get really close to me and you look, you'll see I have very little self-esteem. I grew up in Colombia, and when I lived there, they brought Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Colombian version. They forgot millions in pesos and dollars. It's completely different. So like, the first time they had a contestant, this person won something like 300,000 million pesos. So the next day they had to change the name of the game to Who Wants to Get Kidnapped Right After the Show. It was just one sad episode, really. I like music. I think music creates memories that you never forget. Like, do you guys, for example, remember the exact song that was playing the moment when you lost your niece at the mall? For me, it was Feliz Navidad. We found her though, she's 16, she just came out and she told us that she's gay, and the women in my family are really confused. They're like, why can't she just be a normal teen mom like all of us? I almost lost my dad 15 years ago. It's a little serious. It was a very hot day. He had been walking for a long time and he got heat stroke and he collapsed and he had a near-death experience. You know when people see like a tunnel, at the end of the tunnel saw a light? He thought he was gonna die, but he saw a tunnel, and at the end of the tunnel he saw a light. So he mustered all the little strength that he had and he crawled to the end of the tunnel, and when he came out, he was in Texas. And that's how we got here. Hey. Have you guys ever had a dream where something illogical happens, and that's how you realize, oh, I'm having a dream? This happened to me recently. I had a dream that I was back in Colombia in my family's beach house, and there was a woman bent over in front of me, and we were having sex, and then she turned to face me, and it was my cousin, and I was like, wait a minute, we don't have a beach house. This would never happen like this. I do online dating. A lot of people think online dating is weird, but to me, online dating is just like looking for a job on the internet, you know? I send out 100 applications, and no one replies because my name is Pedro, really. That's how it works. So many women in online dating apps post they won't even go out on a date with a guy that's below 6 feet. It's like, have you guys not read about the Tinder killer that was in the news last week? It was like 6'4", super jacked, so dangerous to go out with a guy like that. I'm gonna start using that to my advantage. I'm gonna post my height and my weight. 5'8", 145 pounds, and too weak to strangle anyone. Hashtag little spoon. I did find a lady who told me she was both an animal rights activist and also into masochistic sex. It's like, how does that compute? What does she scream when she goes to a protest? Hey, don't put animals in cages. Put me. I'm a bad girl. Hit me, whip me, torture me, but not chickens. They can feel pain and they don't like it like I do. I did find a lady that I invited to my apartment after a date, and I had everything to make romantic, like candles, wine, music in the living room. We started making out, I got excited, I flipped her over, I pushed her against the wall, I started kissing the back of her neck, everything perfect, till I noticed above her a cockroach crawling down the wall. Like, I'm not gonna say that and ruin the date. I improvised, I covered her eyes, I pulled it by the hair, and I spit to shoo away the cockroach. And she said, "You're so dirty." And I said, "You have no idea. This place is disgusting." She had a beautiful apartment in Midtown Manhattan that I moved into for the time that we dated, and the first night when I moved in, I had to meet her dad, who turned out to be just like an old, wealthy dude. And he pulled me aside and he was like, "Look, I'll be honest with you, I don't like Hispanics because you come to this country and you live off the government." And I was like, "Sir, I'll have you know that I'm Hispanic and I don't live off the government. I live off your daughter." So get out of my house. So I live here in New York. The other day I was waiting for the train and I looked down on the train tracks against the wall. I saw a small sign that said, "Caution, this area has been doused with rat poison pellets. Do not eat any pellets." It's like a weird thing to tell someone that's already standing on the train tracks. I think this sign should say the opposite. Hey, you're right here. Eat some pellets. Maybe it'll hurt less. Then I got on the train, and I started watching a movie on Netflix on my phone, and a sex scene came on, and I kept watching, and the lady next to me noticed, and she gave me like a really mean look. But like, why, if it's my movie, and it's on my phone, and it's on my lap, and it's propped up on my erection, why is this any of her business? I don't know. I was also watching 13 Reasons Why. That's a show about a teenager who documented 13 reasons why she killed herself. And I noticed that the first few episodes, Netflix was required by law to show a warning at the beginning of the show, letting kids who have suicidal thoughts know that they should not watch the show. Which if I were a teenager and I felt lonely and isolated and like I didn't fit in anywhere, and then you told me that I could not watch the one show that I watched in school, I'd probably just go up to my room, grab a notepad and be like, 14 Reasons Why. Someone recommended I watch Narcos by Pablo Escobar, big drug dealer. I'm from Colombia. I was excited to watch it. Couldn't get through one episode because the guy that chose to play Escobar is a Brazilian dude with a horrible Portuguese accent in Spanish, so like you can't really get into the show. Like, imagine watching a show about Hitler and he comes out and he's like, "We must kill all the Jews." That's not the real Hitler. How am I supposed to enjoy this genocide now, huh? I'm Catholic, but I support stem cell research because those babies are now baptized, so who gives a shit? Yeah. Also, I went to the hospital recently because I was cutting an orange and the knife slipped and I cut my wrist and they took care of me. They called me, they were like, "Yeah, you owe us $2,000. And I was like, "I have insurance." They're like, "Yeah, we don't cover self-inflicted injuries." Like I was trying to harm myself, so I was like, "Let me place a formal complaint." The guy said, "Yeah, sure, what's your name, what happened?" "My name is Pedro Gonzalez," and I cut my hand peeling an orange. The guy said, "I'm so sorry, Mr. Gonzalez, you should have said that from the beginning. We totally cover work-related injuries." And I was like, "Gracias." It's free healthcare. I'm Pedro Gonzalez, thank you so much.